In this video today, we are going to be having two betting slips. The first one has an odd of 4.6, that is for the England Championship matches. The second one has an odd of 5.11, that is for the UEFA Champions League matches. By now, you must be aware that these predictions are always properly analyzed because the last few days can clearly ascertain that. We rarely miss them, and if we have to miss them, then we are missing with either one game, two games. Now, if it is your first time coming across the Must Better Betting Tips YouTube channel, coming across this daily prediction video from somebody with a shirt written Must Better, ensure that you are subscribing because this is where you need to be as we head over into the final 2 months of 2023. A lot is available, a lot is planned for you, my friend. So ensure you are subscribing and joining the amazing Must Better family. And if you want to show your support, because these predictions are shared for free, absolutely free. I don't sell betting tips because I believe sports betting tips are basically probabilities, and anyone selling probabilities is a liar, is a greedy person, or is somebody just obsessed with making money as you lose. So please, if you want to show your support, ensure that you are smashing the like button. That is the bare minimum you can do to ensure that the channel continues growing, and with time, we will get the very best equipments, the very best necessities to ensure that the predictions that you, my friend, are getting are of upper level, and even you make the process of analyzing the games easier and more entertaining. Now, that being said, once again, I need you to know that there is an option for super thanks. There's an option for joining the YouTube patron or YouTube membership as a way of showing support. So you can support by money or you can support by likes. It's upon you to decide on what you're going to be doing. With as low as $1, you can send a super thanks this morning if you think our predictions are valuable, and we will greatly appreciate that one. Now today we are going to be starting with the Champions League matches because they are the ones that are most interesting. But before that, once again, let me remind you, please, today we are going for 3,000 likes. So go for it. You can do it. Feyenoord vs Lazio is the first match we are having a look at. If you look at this game, it's going to be a tight match because you're having the strongest team in Netherlands, that is Feyenoord, playing against Lazio. So it's evident that in this game, two strong teams are coming together. So we expect over 1.5 goals to be easily recorded, and that is our betting tip with an odd of 1.19. And then we do have Barcelona vs Shakhtar Donetsk coming up next. In the game between Barcelona vs Shakhtar Donetsk, you must realize that Barcelona home record is extremely formidable, utterly solid, and I think that the Ukrainians, that is Shakhtar, are really going to have to fight if they have to collect a point. So to me, my betting opinion, my betting prediction for this game is a Barcelona victory. And then we have Newcastle playing against Dortmund. You know, Newcastle is performing, I don't know, magic. They're breaking expectations, beating teams back-to-back, scoring high number of goals. And I expect that they are still in a position with their current run to go and cause trouble for the Dortmund side. Their run right now as we speak is terrific, amazing, by the way. So, I think that Newcastle United are going to be in a position to score goals, and the betting tip is going to be over 1.5 goals. And then we have Young Boys vs Manchester City coming up next. You look at the game, Young Boys playing against Manchester City, one thing is evident, that Manchester City has got too much quality to go ahead and lose to a side like Young Boys. And you must realize that coming into this game, they have not performed extremely well, and they're going to be looking forward to build up on their Champions League run, because so far in Champions League, they have got an amazing run. So we are going for Manchester City victory, and the odd is going to be an odd of 1.197. Then we have PSG playing against Milan. This is a game of interest to me, the PSG vs Milan game. Many people are thinking that PSG are going to be winning, but to me, I think that this is going to be a match that is ending in a draw, because if I look at both teams, they seem to be evenly matched on paper. And when they seem to be evenly matched, I think that the scoreline in the PSG vs Milan game will be 1-1. And the best betting tip is either both teams to score or over 1.5 goals. And the final one that I'm going with, or my betting tip in this video, is going to be a PSG double chance. That is a PSG to win or a draw to occur is what we are betting on. But I believe it's going to be a low-scoring game. And if it really has to go way above our expectations, then maybe it is a 2-2 draw or a 1-1 draw. But I think 1-1 draw is going to be the very best. Then we do have Celtic vs Atletico Madrid. Once again, this is going to be an open game with goals, and we are going with over 1.5 goals. That is going to be 1.222. And then we have Antwerp playing against Porto. Antwerp, so far, have had a very poor defensive system in place, and they have been conceding goals. And then if you look at Porto's side, they should be in a position to score more goals, because the attack is always, making teams fear. Teams tremble when they see Porto's side. So when we have Antwerp and Porto, Antwerp is a weakling side, shaky side in the defense. Then Porto, when it comes to scoring, they have the machines needed to score. Then I think this is a game in which we are going to be witnessing Porto given the responsibility of scoring goals. So I think that in this particular match, backing over 1.5 goals seem kind of fair. I know it has a higher odds, 1.24 odds, and that is our betting tip. And finally, our last Champions League game is going to be Leipzig playing against Red Star Belgrade. In this game, Leipzig recently, to me, they have risen above expectation. They have been winning matches, and I expect for them to secure or solidify their position in the Champions League next round. This is a game they have to win easily, and I'm backing a Leipzig to win. The odd is going to be 1.264. I expect that probably they're going to be winning by a 2-goal margin. We are talking about a scoreline of 3-1 or a scoreline of 2-0 in favor of Leipzig. The booking codes are available on the screen. Before we proceed to the next section, now that I've mentioned those teams, they were kind of many. Before we go ahead, I need you to ensure that you are subscribing if you have not subscribed. And once again, to show your support, please ensure that you are liking the video so that it can help with the channel to continue growing. Recently, 6 days ago, we hit 100,000 subscribers, and I was greatly happy for that one. Our next goal is going to be, let's say, 1 million. And a journey to 1 million begin by a simple step. This morning, you can show your support by sharing the video after watching it and ensuring that we are getting into the correct path towards attaining 1 million subscribers. Now, in the championship game, we have the following matches. Preston vs Southampton is going to be the first match that we do have analyzed up for today. Let me bring it up. So if you look at the Preston vs Southampton game, you must realize that Southampton so far, they have been having a great form, winning 3 over 4 of their last matches. And then their solid performance against Preston in the last game week, that is in their championship game week, also shows that if you look at the Southampton versus Preston, you must realize that in form of head-to-heads, Southampton has an amazing record against Preston. So I think that the best betting option in Southampton versus Preston is going to be a double chance of Southampton win or Southampton to win or a draw to occur at an odd of 1.31 odds. Then we have Stoke City coming up against Leeds. In this particular game, you must realize that Stoke City vs Leeds, if you look at the match, the remarkable comeback against Norwich just proves the quality Leeds has got. And in this scenario, I can't see any perfect betting option other than backing Leeds to win or a draw to occur. The odd is going to be 1.28. And then we have our next match that is coming up from the championship. That is going to be Birmingham playing against Hull City. If you look at these two matches, goals seem to be an amazing market to consider for this game, because host, that is Birmingham City, they have failed to record a clean sheet in their last 4 matches. That means that they are always conceding goals easily. And then if you look at the Hull City side, the visitors have conceded 9 goals in their past 5 matches. That means that they are also conceding goals. So if you have these two teams coming up against each other, one thing that we have to rely on is now that their strikers, they have to step up and go ahead and score. And if an opportunity to score presents itself, because you have witnessed of how shaky they are, then we think that goals are going to be easily occurring. And I think that considering over 1.5 goals is not very much of a risky option. And if you look at the odds for Birmingham City versus Hull City, over 1.5 goals, the odd is going to be 1.31. Then I think that it's supposed to be bringing victory home. And that is our betting tip in that particular game. And then we have Bristol coming up against Ipswich. You look at this game, Bristol versus Ipswich. The key important statistic that you're supposed to be focusing on is that Ipswich have an unbeaten run. Their away record. They have an unbeaten away record so far this season. They have won 9 over 11 matches this season. And that is very, very much interesting to focus on. Then you look at Bristol side. They've only been able to record 5 over 12 winning so far. And that shows, once again, the very big margin, the very big difference in terms of quality, in terms of the skills needed to record a victory. And that is why we are betting on an Ipswich to win or a draw to occur. The odd is going to be 1.30. Then we have Plymouth vs Sheffield Wednesday coming up next. In the Plymouth vs Sheffield Wednesday, you must realize that both teams are unreliable at the moment. They are shaky at the moment. Plymouth have failed to win in the last 4 games, and they will be desperate for a win in this particular match. And then if you look at Sheffield, they have a dismal record so far, and they have failed to win in their last 8 matches. Now we have these two teams, one failing to win in their last 4, one failing to win in their last 8. But at least for Plymouth, they're at home and the home factor. And if you also go through their history, you will realize that at home, they also kind of try to perform way better. The home advantage, I think, plays a very big part when it comes to how their matches end at home. And that is why Plymouth vs Sheffield Wednesday, the betting tip is going to be Plymouth to win or a draw to occur, which is having an odd of 1.310. And finally, Rotherham vs Coventry. Rotherham so far this season, Rotherham has only scored 3 goals in their last 6 matches. That is worrying. I know you are aware of that. Only 3 goals in the last 6 matches. Then if you look at Coventry, they were in superior form until suffering the defeat that was in their last game week against Bristol. Anyway, it was an unprecedented one, and then the margin of the loss was also small, you can say so. Then if you look at the head-to-head almost cancel out. It means that both teams, when you look at their head-to-head, it means they are almost of the same quality, same kind of strength. That is what I mean. So maybe picking out an easier winner in this game is kind of difficult, but one thing to me is evident, that if there's somebody who has to win this game easily, then it's Coventry City, and I am backing Coventry City to win or a draw to occur. The 6 matches that I've just mentioned combined have an odd of 4.657. The booking codes are available on the screen. Now today I also went a step further to give you some of the matches that I think are going to be easier direct win matches. For example, I'm thinking of an Atletico Madrid victory. That is Atletico Madrid to win against the Celtic side. The odd for Atletico Madrid to win is 1.91 odd. And then if you look at Leipzig, which was also playing against, that is Vesda, Leipzig, Asian handicap, negative 1.5 at an odd of 1.66 is also an option that you can consider. And finally, Barcelona to win at an odd of 1.22 is also an option that you can consider. I love the option Barcelona to win at an odd of 1.122. And this game, Stoke City vs Leeds, Leeds to win or a draw to occur at an odd of 1.28. So I think from Stoke City vs Leeds double chance, that is Leeds to win or a draw to occur, which is having an odd of 1.28. And the game the match, let me check it up. And the match, okay. And the Barcelona game to win against Shakhtar Donetsk at an odd of 1.22. Those two games are very good matches that you can consider and use to form your 1.5 odds bet slip for today. Or let's say your 1.5 odds rollover kind of stuff for today. Your 1.5 odds bank up for today. And I wish you nothing but the very best. Now, most importantly, before I end the video, how you are supposed to be using these matches. Use them as directive to select your betting tips. Use them as baselines to ensure that your predictions are properly online and you can, edit the slips, pick out a few games, stake on one slip. The game that you think is not going to be winning, ignore it. The game that you think is going to be winning, go with that one, because we really don't want to put you in a scenario whereby you have to make extremely difficult choices. And by the way, in the corners section today, Dortmund vs Newcastle, Dortmund to have the highest number of corners at the end of the game as an odd of 3.00. And that is a corner betting tip that you can consider. Dortmund to win in the corners. Dortmund to record the highest number of corners as an odd of 3.00. It is an amazing odd, a lucrative odd that if it wins, we are going to be having a very positive margin of making profit. So please consider that one. And yesterday we also had the following matches given out, the predictions. We had our 3 bet slips shared yesterday. Out of the 3 bet slips, in our first bet slip, we had the Champions League matches, the over 1.5 goals. Union Berlin failed to record over 1.5 goals. And then we also had the Benfica game failing to record over 1.5 goals, so that bet slip lost. And the next game, in our next bet slip, we had the games from Championship, in which we were briefly disappointed by Swansea City vs Watford when the game recorded the first goal at the 82nd minute, and we staked on over 1.5 goal, and the game ended with a scoreline of Watford 2, Swansea 0. Unfortunately, making the amazing bet slip to record an expected loss. And the bet slip that won yesterday composed of the game Manchester United to win, Inter Milan to win, and finally, Arsenal double chance or a draw to occur. The odd was 2.231. So that is how yesterday matches performed. I believe it's important for you to have that statistic so that even as you make your predictions today, you know how you are going to be betting, how you are going to be using the betting tips. And most importantly, don't forget to join our Telegram community, because I'll be sharing predictions over there, especially the midnight basketball games, the overnight basketball matches, and you, my friends, are going to be finding the videos valuable. Join me this morning as we predict the Europa predictions with Hunter this morning. Don't forget to watch the Game Week predictions, because they always contain more valuable key information that you can rely on when making your predictions each particular day. Until next time, remember to subscribe, share the video, like the video if you found value, and help us attain the next milestone. Until next time, goodbye and happy staking. Good luck.